The question we were talking about is I was here last year and got a chance to look at about 10 companies and meet a couple others from BigBooster, and I have noticed a change to this year. I think the companies are a little bit more sophisticated. Maybe the whole BigBooster program is getting more refined about who they choose and why they bring companies over here. Saw a lot of companies from a lot of different sectors. It was a little bit more consolidated last year, but they were in general more advanced, more sophisticated. They all presented very well. They were prepared. They're all at different levels of sophistication in terms of where they are in the growth cycle, but they were all credible, strong opportunities, and they kind of knew what they were doing. And last year I felt maybe a few were maybe a little too early. So I think BigBooster is growing and advancing. You know, if you're in France and you come to the United States, you want to come here so you can meet really helpful contacts, whether it's for financing or strategic partnerships. When you're a company that's outside the United States, and until you're at a certain level, it's very hard for a credible investor group or a credible strategic to want to work with you just because it comes from another country, and that country risk or that inherent problem of being separated is difficult. Unless you have a technology that's just so amazing that everyone's vying for it, but that's rare. When you get companies a little more advanced, they maybe have done their Series A, or they're into clinical trials, or they have a product in the marketplace and they want to advance it into new markets, now you can take advantage of this, what's possible here. Because in general, whether it's here or other countries, anyone wants to see a company that's advanced to a certain level, so it has a certain amount of product adoption, a certain amount of customer feedback, a certain amount of data, so that risk has been mitigated. So for an early company, even if it's something amazing, it's hard to go to another country and say, hey, take me on, this is great, because you just aren't there yet. It's too much risk for them to entertain it. Yeah, I think that's where your home country is your advantage. You know, it's like your incubator, in the sense that if you can maximize that to a certain point where you have enough data and you're really ready to go, then bring it out and you're ready. Well, first of all, I think it's very exciting, and I think BigBooster will get a lot of interest in China. The Chinese market and is very, very interested in new technology, creative ideas, integrate new technology. On the other hand, they really like to take proven technologies and invest in proven technologies. I mean, I've found that I've been involved with a lot of groups going over to China and having conferences and so on, and everyone gets excited about certain companies, but unless the company's actually got real clients, real traction, real track record, real partners, they're not going to probably help out too much. Companies have to be careful about getting distracted. They'll get everyone saying they're interested, but then maybe not in the future. So for a company going over there, it's probably better to do some strategic analysis of who you're meeting, really target who has a strategic reason to be talking to you, whether they could use your technology in their manufacturing, whether their programs in their hospitals, for example, are searching for something like that, or make sure they have VC arms or investment arms, and make sure they've done cross-border transactions before. Make sure they've invested outside of their country, because that's a big difference. There are a lot of people that will invest within China, but they don't invest outside of China, because there's all these rules around that. So make sure who you're talking to has done all that, do your homework, and so when you talk to, and screen out the groups who haven't done that, because they can't help you. And so if you do that when you go over there, you'll be more targeted and probably more effective.